Hi, I'm Mike Glenn, and welcome to our YouTube channel. I am the senior pastor of Brentwood Baptist Church, and we're glad to have you along. If you like what you see, like what we're doing here, we'd love to know that, and you can tell us that by hitting like and by hitting subscribe. We'd love for you to do that and join our big adventure here. Now, they tell me that confession is good for the soul, so I'm going to start with a confession. And I'm going to talk mainly to my fellow dads out here. Riding down the street the other day, I saw a bunch of kids playing baseball. I saw a bunch of kids playing football. Watched the Little League World Series on ESPN and remembered all the times that I was coaching my boys, and I had a blast being a coach. But I also need to tell you something. I was that guy. You know, the guy who puts way too much pressure on his little boys, who shouts way too much from the bleachers and embarrasses his wife and his children. It's not my proudest moment, and I pray every day that God would let me go back and change some of that, but that's what I have to live with. I was pretty much a jerk. Now, there are a couple of things that go into that. One is your own frustrations as an athlete. I grew up in Alabama. Because I started school early, I grew up late. The offensive line on my high school football team averaged over 200 pounds, and this was in the early 70s. Now, I was a whopping 129, 130 pounds. Needless to say, football was not in my future. So when my boys were pretty good athletes, I tried to regain something that I never had a shot at through them. That is horribly wrong to do to your boys. Second, they were pretty good athletes, and I wanted them to get better, and they wanted to get better. But, they're not professionals. They're still little boys. They'd rather spend time riding their bicycle and playing video games than they had learning how to hit a curveball. It just wasn't that important to them. But it was important to me. And so I destroyed a lot of our afternoons together just being a jerk. So, dads, let me sit down and talk to you, okay? Don't be that guy. Let's be honest. Very few, if any, of our children will make it in professional sports. The odds are just astronomical that they'll have any chance of doing that. What they want to do is have fun. So what if the ball goes through their legs? So what if they make a big throw? Trust me, they won't ask about that on the first job interview, and it won't come up when they're getting into the good college. None of the things that you think are important on that baseball diamond will matter in life. What will matter is that you believed in them. What the kind of fun they had. So listen, don't be that guy. Be this guy. Be this guy, one who is there for his kids, who helps his kids have fun, and who helps his kids find their way. If your kid wants to do that kind of effort and getting better at sports, by all means, back them. But don't put that pressure on them if they don't want it. Have fun with them. Focus more on what the game is teaching you about teamwork, about self-discipline, about focus. Those kind of life lessons are great because you learn them in a team context, and they're going to help you for the rest of your life. Yelling at your kid who's picking up grass in the outfield from the bleachers probably won't help that much. Now, if you are that guy, good news, you can change. Takes a little repentance, takes a little honest conversation with your wife, and maybe a confession or two to your kids and say you're not going to be that way anymore. But you can change it. And if you have been that guy, go back and apologize. Maybe to the coaches that you yelled at or who weren't playing your kids enough or whatever. But listen, I'm 62 years old, and one of the biggest regrets I have is I was that guy. I don't want you to be that guy. So enjoy the time with your kids. It goes by way too fast. And pretty soon they'll be adults in their own life, and they won't return your phone calls. Such is reality. You have them now. Squeeze every moment, and don't be that guy. I'm Mike Glenn, and this is our YouTube channel. We're glad you're here. Hit subscribe, hit like, and we'll see you next time.